Start.
When why food do smile? Smiling is so important to meet other people. It may be known by almost people, but I didn't know the real reason. In Japan, I didn't like smiling at strange people because I felt scary and I wanted to run away. I thought almost strange person must be not good person. So when I'm smiled and talked to by strange person, I always ignore. But in the US, I met another way of thinking. My ESL teacher said, smiling at strange person means we don't have hostility to you. I was surprised. My opinion as a Japanese is, if we don't have hostility, we should not smile or communicate. It was so big culture bump for me. But I felt it is better way of thinking by my own self. When I looked at a squirrel eating a nut, a university student said to me, "You like squirrels? You should bring cookie from cafeteria. They will eat it, but be careful cause they will sometime bite you." And she laughed. Her laughing made me happy. And we talked about her university life. It was so fantastic time. Culture bump makes only small shock, but there are so many culture bumps, so it makes so huge confusion for us. Therefore, we should do these three-step action: stop, reflect, reconnect. I would like to do these three steps and make a good relationship among persons who have differences and me and you.
Hi, my name is Riki Miyasto. Today I wanted to talk about my culture bump that I had in America, Houston. Okay, first of all, I'm talking like Dr. Archer. Okay. My first culture bump is a proactivity of American students. Most of American students have each opinion, and they are not afraid of saying them. My second culture bump is a religion. My host family is a Christian. They pray for eating meals. It was magical and spiritual for me. Third culture bump is a meal. American meals are more stronger taste than we have. On the other hand, I really enjoyed the taste of the difference. Through these experiences, I'm making plans to share these precious experiences. Then this program will be accomplished. In conclusion, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for everyone. Thank you for listening to my speech. Let's call it a day.
My name is Misaki. I'm from Naha Kokusai High School. I talk about my culture bumps. We learn culture bump in class. It is important to understand about foreign cultures. I think you had so many culture bumps in here. Me too. I introduce some of my culture bumps. First, doing shopping. They open and eat something which they haven't bought yet. It is the most surprise for me. Second, they can speak English and Spanish. My host mother and father born in Bolivia, so they can speak Spanish. My host sister and brother were born in America, but they can speak Spanish too. Of course, they can speak English. Third, they not take off their shoes in their house. My host family know Japanese culture about it, so they heard culture bumps too. Sometimes we heard bad feeling about culture bump, but it is American culture, so we have to understand their culture. When I go back to Okinawa, I tell my culture bump to my friends and family. And I will be flight attendant of international airline, so I will know culture bump. I will know foreign cultures more and more. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Jie. I had experienced different culture in these 3 weeks. At the class, my teacher was eating carrots. When I saw it, I was surprised that we can eat and drink during class. I understand I can, even though I understand I can do it, I was not able to eat the first. But getting used to it, I was able to eat ordinarily. In addition, I learned many different cultures during homestay. When I went to the supermarket with host mother, she opened the snack and ate it. I couldn't understand, although she didn't pay it, because it is considered to have no common sense in Japan. So I was very confused. I felt that it is important to accept other cultures because it is the originality of the country. I want to know more different culture. It will be useful in my life. Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Arina. I had a wonderful time in America. I found a lot of culture bumps during this program. At the beginning, I couldn't understand American cultures until I had a lesson about culture bump. But the more I studied culture bumps, the more I knew what culture bump is. Culture bump is very important around the world. If there are no culture bump, we are all same in everything. This is not interesting. I think to be different from others is very unique and special. We should try to understand why they do so. If we can't understand and accept other cultures, nobody can understand all of cultures, but we can learn many cultures. I think we have to have a big heart and make every effort to be a global leader. Having the lessons about culture bump was very good experience for me. I'm sure what I learned through this program will be very useful in the future. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Yukino. Today I would like to talk about culture bump. I feel a lot of culture bumps. I'm going to talk 3 culture bumps. First, the crack of the restroom door. I couldn't relax because the crack is so wide. In Japan, the crack is narrow, so I felt a culture bump on this. Second, teacher was eating and drinking during class. I was surprised that teacher was eating carrots during class. In Japan, teacher and student won't eat and drink during the class, so that was shock for me. Third, that there is no separation and sorting. In the host family's house, I asked my house aunt where should I throw this bottle. She said, here. I thought that this trash is only for burnable garbage. In Japan, we should separate and sort garbages, so we usually have 2 or 3 trashes. It was really surprised. I feel many culture bumps in America. I think these culture bumps are good experience for me. Of course, I can understand all culture bumps, but some culture bump is good. I want to improve those experiences in my life. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
I'm Jutaro. I will talk about the culture bump that I had in America. The first culture bump for me was the width of the road. Roads in Japan aren't so wide as America. The second culture bump for me was the size of the drink. When I ordered the large size in the hamburger shop, I was surprised of the drink. The large size in America is about 2 times bigger than the large size in Japan that we buy. I thought the large size in Japan should be big as the size in America. Also, I had another culture bump at the same hamburger shop. The quantity of the L-size French fries had a bunch of them. I had many culture bumps in America, and I learned the difference between Japan and America from that. Most of the culture bumps were a good culture bump, but some of them weren't a good culture bump. So I want to tell the better culture in Japan to America and tell the better culture in America to Japan. Thank you.
I'm Kana. I had a culture bump in America restroom. When I entered restroom in America for the first time, I was surprised because The bottom of private room's door is open. I couldn't relax. I didn't understand that. I think the American restroom should be produced like Japanese style. I asked my friends why American restroom is like that. She said, I think that system protects people from crime in restroom because there are many crime in the restroom. So I understood. I think that if we don't try to know about other culture, we cannot find a good point at the culture.
3.
Hi, I'm Kira Kamine. Through the Dr. Chan's class, I learned about culture bump, and I knew that culture bump happens anywhere, anytime. Actually, I went to a lot of culture bump during my stay in America, such as greeting, eye contact, and traffic law. For example, even if it is stranger for me, they always smile. And some Americans say, hello, how are you? Or how do you do? At first, I couldn't answer easily, but now I can accustom and I can answer easily and make a communications. Through this experience, I found that I come over the culture bump and I connect to people. There are a lot of culture all over the world. I want to know about them and understand them. Thank you.
My name is Chika. I had many culture bump with my host family. First, when I entered host family's house, they were walking the house with wearing shoes in the house. I was surprised that because Japanese doesn't wear shoes in the house. Second, all of my host family can speak English and Spanish. So they are bilingual in English and Spanish. They usually talk with each other in Spanish, but talk with us in English. I was very, very surprised that they can switch to languages quickly. Through these experiences, I learned knowing and understanding foreign cultures. So I want to make use of my experiences in the future. Thank you.
3.
I'm Karen Kumamoto. Through this program, I went to a lot of culture event in America. The biggest culture event for me is American greeting. For example, in America, some people say, "Hi, how are you doing?" Even if it is stranger, they talk with smiling. I was surprised when asked for the first time, because Japanese don't talk to stranger. We were taught that don't talk to stranger by others. I don't know whether this thinking is right or not, but I think communication like American greeting is important to connect with other people. Being careful is very good, but I want to talk to a lot of people. So I decided that don't be afraid if other people say me hello. Thank you for teaching us, Dr. and Miss Barbara. I'll never forget your kindness. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Kazuki. Japan is multinational, so there is no culture bump, and I didn't know any culture bumps. But I learned about culture bump. I noticed that there are a lot of culture bumps in America. Suddenly, teacher started eating vegetable in the class. This is my first culture bump. I thought, why is culture bump happened? There are a lot of countries in the world. Each country have a different cultures, lifestyles, and their own colors. We can make great relationship to accept those culture bumps. I'm really glad to take such a wonderful classes. Thank you for everything. I'll never forget these memories of the greatest 3 weeks ever. I'll study English harder and come back here again. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hikaru. I met culture bump. I met culture bump during I go abroad to study English in Texas. For example, nothing privacy in the restroom, and they living in Texas, talking Spanish with their family. I learned about culture bump by Dr. Archer. We have to respect one by one different culture. We have to deal with that intermediate of it. We had great experience because we could make a video and a story about culture bump. I think that we can understand those country culture to output our great experience. So I'm going to tell about Texan culture after return from Texas to Japan. Thank you for listening.
Hello, I'm Kokoro Iwasaki. I didn't know the word culture bump before I came to America, but actually I encountered the culture bump through daily life in America. At first, I was surprised and confused about what was happening. Then I exchanged views with university students about each other's cultures. I learned many things from discussion, and it made me grow up. I think that culture bump is necessary for us to understand each other. And also we should have opportunities to share our cultures. I will look for culture bump in Japan too. I appreciate Dr. Archer and everyone. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Minako Kuraka, 15 years old from Yaeyama High School. I saw many culture bumps during the stay in Houston. One of the biggest culture bumps is about greeting. In America, many people who have never met me say to me hi or hello. It was a surprise for me because I don't greet strangers unusual. But I think it is good because it makes us good. I was born and I've grown up for 15 years in Ishigaki Island. Therefore, I didn't have chances to experience foreign cultures. But through studying about culture bump, I found that differences of each cultures are very interesting. There are many people and many cultures in the world. I want to find more interesting culture bumps, and I want to tell my friends about culture bump when I back to Okinawa. Thank you, Dr. Archer and Miss Barbara, for everything.
Hello everyone, my name is Tensei. I want to talk about culture bump. Culture bump is the difference between your country to other country. When you stay in your own country, you won't get culture bumps. It always happens you go other country, but don't deny. You stop and reflect and reconnect to yourself. This is the way to accept bumps. During the homestay, I had a culture bump. When we went to shopping, my host mother was buying the 2 packs of eggs. The clerk dropped a few eggs, but she picked it up and put it into the case like nothing happened. I was shocked and surprised. but I stop and reflect. She didn't apologize to us, so I thought she is honest. But I learned how to accept the bumps, so I forgave her. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Rico. During the last 3 weeks, I had a lot of cultivants in here. So I talk about what I learned from cultivants. First, what do you think? What things global leaders need? I guess you think the language skill and communication skill. Are they your only 2 things? I think it is necessary to understand culture bumps in your mind. What is culture bump? It is that if you go to a foreign country and you meet a different culture from your culture, then people has a culture shock. But we need to understand this is one of culture and to connect with your culture. If people refuse other culture, it causes war between country and country. So accepting culture bump is necessary for global leaders. When we met culture bumps, we need to understand, analyze our emotion, learning and reflect stuff and connecting culture bumps. Finally, I want to be a global leader who has a skill of understanding culture bumps. And thank you for, I really enjoyed being here with you guys. I never forget about you. Thank you for listening.
Okay, here you go.
Good morning, everyone. I will be talking about 2 culture bumps that I had during homestay. I talked with my host family when we talked about guns, and all of my host family members showed me their own guns, even my host mother. And then I went to shooting range, then to shoot rifles. I was so nervous and excited. Then the second culture bump was the size of the drink. I went to movie theater, then I ordered large type of drink. It was about 2 times bigger than we buy in Japan. I was really happy to have such big drink, but I had a stomachache afterwards. And I had really good experiences. So I'd like to come back to America one day. I love Japan, or I love America. Thank you for listening.
Next one. Where's the next one? Next one. Go. Next one. Come on. はい、どうぞ。
Hi everyone, I'm Merumo from Lakshya High School. During my stay in America, I experienced a number of culture bumps. Some of them were things I've expected, and some of them were very surprising to me. Through the classes, I learned how these culture bumps occurred and how to accept it by self-reflect and reconnect. For example, I had a culture bump that came from religious difference. At first, I was worried if we can understand each other, but as we talk about it, we were able to exchange our own opinions to each other. And I think this made us to be more related to each other. This experience made me not to be afraid to know about other culture and tell them about our culture. I think I've experienced a very good thing here in America. Thank you.
During my stay in Houston, I had many kinds of culture bumps. But first of all, let's think, what is culture bump? Dr. Carroll taught us that culture bump is a difference between our countries and other countries. For example, when I went shopping with my host mother, she started to open and eat snacks that we haven't paid for it yet. And I said, "Is that okay to do so?" Then she replied, we're gonna pay for it, so it's okay." And I was very surprised, because in Japan we're not allowed to do so, even though we're gonna pay for it later. Learning culture bumps for 2 weeks, I thought there are many kinds of culture bumps that we don't know yet. But we have to stop refusing and reflect both cultures to reconnect, like Dr. Carroll taught us during the classes. We don't have to act like them, but we should understand each other's culture. Doing what we learn, it will be useful for my future dream as a flight attendant. Thank you for listening.